Puppy mills are commercial dog breeding facilities designed to maximize profits. There are thousands of mills in the U.S. alone. Sadly, the animals have to live in these sickly establishments, rarely receive the loving care they need and deserve. But when one assumes ownership of an animal, they're also taking responsibility for a life. However, these facilities offer nothing more than inhumane treatment, and any hope of a happy life quickly diminishes. But when the dogs at the Cander County, Georgia puppy mill saw an opportunity, they decided to beg for their freedom before it was too late, and their story is heartbreaking. Over 160 German Shepherds lived on a Cander County property, but it wasn't home sweet home. These pooches were locked up and forced to live in filthy dog pens, and they had one purpose. They were there to breed and have more puppies so that the human owner could sell these offspring for profit. And it was worse than it sounded. The dogs had no shelter, no water, no food, let alone the love and tender care they definitely needed. But all hope wasn't lost. Local residents discovered the presence of the puppy mill in the neighborhood. It was run illegally by Belinda Powell, so it was only a matter of time before they brought the authorities in to investigate. The residents asked the police to shut down the puppy mill, but this wasn't the only mill Powell owned. It turns out that Powell had another puppy mill in Montgomery County, Georgia, which had over 100 German Shepherds. Powell was eventually arrested. Then authorities started looking for ways to give these dogs a new life. With the help of multiple rescue groups, authorities were able to take the dogs out of the puppy mills. Jessica Rock, the Atlanta Humane Society's Director of Legal Advocacy and Law Enforcement Support, visited the mill in Cander County. It became clear to her that Powell had no regards for the well-being of these animals. Rock had seen the photos of the dogs, but seeing their suffering face to face was 10 times worse. She could see the pain in each one of the dogs' faces, and their living conditions were deplorable. Rock claimed that the dogs began to howl simultaneously the moment the rescuers arrived on the scene. It was haunting to hear the number of dogs howling for help the way a human being would have. Some dogs appeared to have been well fed, while others were virtually emaciated. But when you put so many dogs in one pen, stronger dogs will become bullies and take the food of the weaker ones, leaving their brethren with little or no sustenance. The dogs were scared of rescuers at first, but some of them were wagging their tails with gratitude. Rock and rescue teams from the organizations managed to remove all the dogs and get them to medical attention. Then they placed them in foster homes and shelters. It was a lot of work, but it paid off, and some dogs already found new homes with amazing forever families. Rock was disheartened by the fear and desperation in the dogs' eyes, but was elated by the rescue teams. Everyone pulled together for the sole purpose of saving the dogs, and it worked. Now, in lieu of the sadness, the dogs were practically smiling. This just goes to show you that dogs are extremely resilient and can bounce back from even the worst case of scenarios. Please, share away, people.